The idea of advocacy is to put it out there that sickle cell is real, sickle cell still exists, and there are still people living with sickle cell. A lot has been going on, and it will interest you to know that there are people out there that they don't even know anything about sickle cell. So it's our job from this part of the world to put it out there to people, to enlighten people about sickle cell and let them know that there is something like that existing, and it's not a death sentence. It's not something that should be stigmatized, and it's not their fault that they have it. And that's why we put it out there every day that you need to know your genotype before you get married and before you settle down and think of having children. My name is Venfa, known as Venfa Mams by some, also as Mams. You're welcome to another edition of Standing Tall. So quickly, let me pick this particular one that took my interest. I'll read. This is from Ekene Okonkwo Davis on Facebook. She wrote, "University life isn't magic cure for independence. If your child with sickle cell has never learned to take care of themselves at home, the university won't suddenly teach them. You cannot pamper a child all their life, shield them from every responsibility, do everything for them, excuse them from every little duty in the house, and then suddenly expect that same child to get to the university and magically know how to survive independently. It doesn't work like that. Independence doesn't start in school. It starts at home. I need you to understand that part. Before a child with sickle cell is ready for university life, that child must be matured enough to take responsibility for their own care. They should already know that their medication is their responsibility, not mommy's reminder. They should understand the importance of drinking water regularly, resting when necessary, and listening to their body. Listening to their body. These habits are not learned overnight. They are built gradually from home. Another very uncomfortable truth we need to address: some parents are still hiding the child's genotype from the child. Even when the child is already in secondary school or preparing for university. Please, let's stop this. A child cannot take care of what they don't understand. Awareness is not a cure. It is empowerment. When a child understands their condition, they are better equipped to protect themselves, explain their needs, and make better decisions. If a child is not independent at home, then honestly, forget it. University life will be overwhelming. You will find yourself going to school every weekend, every other day, carrying bag, medications, and worry because the child keeps falling sick. Not because the university is bad, but because the child was never prepared for independence. This is not about being harsh. It's about preparing your child for life. Sickle cell is already enough of a burden. Let's not add helplessness to it. Start early. Build independence gradually. Teach responsibility with love. At what age do you think a child living with sickle cell should start managing their own medication and daily care? Now, this is a very important question at the end. Let me repeat it. At what age do you think a child living with sickle cell should start managing their own medication and daily care? I remember we had one case like that with our media person, Alpha. We went to see this little girl in Kufam. I sat back and watched how he was questioning her on how she was taking care of herself, what does she do anytime she feels sick, how she handles situation. Very smart girl. And she was responding, and the mother was saying, okay, There are times that if I do this, you'll see how she said, no, mommy, let me try and do this myself. You see, there is a pattern here. Once a child starts learning how to handle situations like this, I think by the time she's at age of going to the university, she would have mastered how to handle any crisis she has. And the reason why this post, I got interested in this post, is because it reminds me of my time in school. At a point, I hate telling my mom that I was sick. And because I know there's probability if she knows 200 people in Jos, she's going to call those 200 people to come and check on me. At a point, it was annoying, but I get to understand later that yes, it was from a point of love, and probably she was praying and hoping I don't die in my room alone. And I've experienced cases where I've been sick and I told no one. I'll just spend like 2-3 days inside the house trying to manage and maneuver around. Serious sickness, so I'll just be there managing with my medications, and sometimes I crawl inside my room. After days when I start getting better, that's when if my mother calls and she asks, I've been hearing changes in your tone of voice, are you okay? Then I'll tell her that yes, I was sick last week, but I am better now. She got angry one day and she was questioning why I behave the way I do. And I said something to her. I told her that there will be a day that you won't be around and I will need to learn how to handle my situation alone. You won't be with me forever. I'm not doing this out of stubbornness. I'm not doing this out of disobedience. I just want to learn how to manage, how to handle my situation without anybody being around. I still have people around till today that they complain that I don't talk about it. I don't even come out to tell them that I was sick or something is happening. It's not just from a stubborn point of view. It's just another way of me learning how to manage myself. And to be honest, I've done better. So imagine that I had this mentality of not trying to find a way to handle my situation, and I come to the university. You know how university life is now for those of you that are schooled in UJ. Sometimes you enter class, you eat anything. By the time you manage, you want to even take breakfast. Your class is by 7:30. You are in school around some minutes to 7. You won't even find a seat. For those of you that are in UJ, that know those halls in a P-site. And for those of you that used to take electives, you just see about, is it 101, maybe 200 students in a hall, no seat, and you are standing. So imagine within that, imagine inside that 200, you have like 10 to 15 people living with sickle cell, and they will all be standing to take lectures. So for those of you that are in the university, you understand the struggle, you understand how the environment is. It's not even conducive enough for somebody living with sickle cell to be able to manage. And this is not to shade University of Jos. It's just the university experience, which everybody have their own personal experience. I know these electives, it's not just 1 or 2 departments, it's a lot of departments, and there are a lot of students coming in. And the university experience is just the way it is. And this experience also goes the same as those that did not go to UJ. You know, what the conversation is about is the fact that people living with sickle cell, your parents are not there to give you seat, your parents are not there to help you carry your bags, and your parents are not there to help you juggle the stairs, to help you up and down with all the lectures and everything going on within the university system. It's just the university experience itself, and one way or the other, everybody goes through the same thing, not just only you. But we're focusing on the people living with sickle cell in that particular environment. So this kind of thing, and I believe, yes, this girl has a point, because it doesn't start from when the person is in the university. It starts when you are at home. Mommy won't be there with you for the rest of your life. Daddy won't be there with you for the rest of, in short, you get married at a point. To the parents, I need you to understand that this discipline will start at home. You need to teach your children how to manage, and also not to hide their genotype, because first aid can come from anywhere. Like me back then in school, everybody around me knows I have sickle cell. So by the time I start falling ill, they know what to do. They know how to handle the situation, and they have emergency numbers to call. So to the parents, I need you to start from home. You need to start teaching your children that are living with sickle cell on how to manage themselves, and you need to start taking responsibility yourself on how to teach them what to do, how to handle situations. First aid can come from anywhere. It might even be someone that is just their next door neighbor. You understand? We have friends back then, and the truth is, even their parents, they know me. They know me very well. I even have one that they were my neighbors. They were two sisters staying together. Their parents owned a pharmacy. Sometimes they will be the one to put a call and say, "And Daddy, is this drug available? Venfa is not feeling fine." So first aid can come from anywhere. You need to start teaching your kids from home. And to my fellow warriors, my people, my them, you know me, I know you. We understand ourselves very well. We always say this, and you know, they don't even need to tell you. Your lifestyle is the first advocacy in your life. How you do stuff. It's not about the university life. It's not even about the hustle. Yeah, some of you are industrious and we like what you do. We are happy you're doing it. But your lifestyle also will depict the kind of way you listen to your body, how you handle situation. It's no more about the stress, it's what you do. We have some sickle cell people that they are into alcohol so much that if you keep on telling them that you need to stop, they see it like it's offensive or something. Yes, we've seen a lot like that, and we're trying our best to make sure everything falls in place and they stop what they're doing. But you need to know that your lifestyle is also a responsibility, and it puts it out there to how people perceive, how people see you. You need to listen to your body. You need to understand your body. The stress, you know, comes down with the pain, and if you're not taking responsibility, you know what will happen next. And sometimes, you know, this crisis, they are unpredictable. It can take you unaware anywhere. So please listen to your body very well. Try and just stay faithful to your medication. Always make sure you are covered. You know, there is this harmattan that comes with, today there is heat, to the next few minutes there is cold. You need to look out for yourself very well. And I remain yours truly, Venfa Mams. Till we meet again.